listener production.
Well, I never thought I would see the day. I'm going to get kicked out of the studio, and arguably with good reason. This is a little bit like handing the kids the keys to your favourite car. Bit of trepidation, but we are enormously proud here at Listener to be partnering again with Supercars, but this time on a podcast project that has been in the works for a little while. This is not a group of journos sitting around for a panel conversation. It's not being steered by a broadcaster either. This is drivers only, but we're letting you, the fans, enjoy those kind of conversations that happen around the paddock area and maybe away from the track. Some fun and laughs to be had as well. So download the Listener app, listen for free. You can find it on all your regular podcast platforms. All you got to do is search for Rusty's Garage and look for the Supercars drivers only episodes. It's also going to be published on the Supercars YouTube channel. So lots of places to enjoy it. Who is in the driver's seat for this road trip, I hear you asking? Thomas Randle, alongside that maniac David Reynolds, and they're joined by a guy with a bit of spark, a bit of zing, a bright young star in Ryan Wood, who's quite funny too. So pluck a gear, boys, as they say. Good luck, and off you go.
Wait, talk again?
Hello. Yeah, that's sort of better.
Oh, that's hello. Wait, what's this left one do? Nothing. Can you talk?
Hello?
Oh,
Is that clear?
very good.
That's pretty good.
Perfect. Dude, that's disgusting.
Pipe down.
Why?
Because I think I'm starting this thing.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yep.
I think so.
All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of... What was it called again?
It's actually not the first.
Well, it's not.
Well,
okay,
we can
let's
call it
redo this.
episode. You can call this episode
I forgot
one.
what it's called.
We had episode
have a
zero.
The Drivers
Drivers
Only.
Only podcast.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of the Drivers Only podcast. First, let me just introduce who's on the show. So we've got Mr. David Reynolds
Hi.
for Tradie, Beer,
Racing.
Newlon, Team
18.
18 Racing, Kenworth. I'm just reading off your shirt here.
Oh.
And then we've got the WAU rookie, Mr. Ryan Wood, who at the last minute threw his jacket on. So pleasure to have you both on here, boys.
No,
And-
thanks for inviting me, Randall. No, you don't invite us, do you?
No.
I
just
mean,
joking.
I can if you
Anyway.
want.
No, this is we actually did a pilot before, didn't we? So this is our second attempt. What happened to the first one? Do you know?
It was not Scott Pye's idea in terms of this podcast. Would you
Yep.
agree?
Well, we did this. The first one was me, you, and Nick.
Yeah.
After Nick
It was,
won
it
it.
was April.
Oh, so
In
I've
Grand Prix.
replaced Nick.
Basically,
Again.
yeah.
Again, yeah.
yeah,
straight away.
Yeah, it's there.
Hope Nick doesn't listen to this.
Oh, he probably will. Hey,
He
Nick.
probably will.
Yeah.
So we did actually film an episode
Which they
the
cut
week
out
after.
most of it, actually. So.
Yeah, and why was that, David?
Well, I got a bit loose on the mic, and they cut out a lot of my things I was saying. So
Well,
apparently, it's not PG.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
I know.
well, this is take
sorry.
2. So
I'll pipe down.
let's roll back the clock to Darwin. So not too long ago. How did we enjoy our weekends up there, on and off the track?
Mate, I love Darwin. I have the best time every time I go there. Like coming from Melbourne, we always talk about the weather being dog shit down here, which it is. And then you step off the plane in Darwin, which you would have done for the first time. It's like you're on a holiday. It's just like beautiful blue sky, 30 degrees every day. It's just a cool vibe. I really love the place. And then we go racing, which is, the track's quite cool. That's the first time you've been there yet,
Yeah.
mate?
It's a pretty cool place, actually. I
And
got to
how'd
spend.
you find it? Like,
Yeah, the track itself is actually quite technical. I probably underestimated it before.
How hard it was.
Yeah, and then rolled out for practice one and got a bit of a culture shock.
Did you?
Even the heat, trying to do like 10
An hour
laps
session.
and you're like, well, this gets pretty warm pretty quickly. And
It gets really
unfortunately,
hot,
my cool suit wasn't pre-cooled for the first race either. So that was quite eventful. But
When you say pre-cooled,
yeah, you know how they like cool it down before you jump in, and it's usually
well, in the Chev, we
I
can't
didn't
have
do
that.
oh
because we've got those flame out issues. We don't have enough cranking amps or something to. It's like a voltage drop issue that we have in our cars. We actually,
that's why you guys are so quick in a straight line.
yeah. I don't
is that
think so,
related
no.
to why the Chevs are blowing up?
Not related with that. Why they're blowing up. It's just why they don't start.
What's actually going on there? Why are
have
the
no
engines?
idea.
I saw there's a few engine changes Saturday night.
Yeah.
Absolutely no idea.
Yours have been fine?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I've had no dramas.
I would just say it's not fun. Just get a
Hey.
new one.
Why?
Yeah, just say that.
I
Say,
don't know.
nah, I need time for a new engine, new
Mine's
donk.
fine. Happy.
Okay.
Happy
Oh,
times.
very good. So
So yeah, otherwise, so we're back on topic. I had a great weekend. It was really fun.
Where'd you end up?
I was like 6th
we were
and
racing
12th, I think.
on Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, you were just behind me, and I was trying to keep you at bay.
You're doing well.
I was racing you guys at one point too, just so you know.
We're getting to you.
Did you see this asshole? Did you see?
Yes.
What did you do wrong?
I think
Do you know what you did wrong?
Up.
Nah, I was just racing hard because I thought
you weren't racing hard. You were just like taking the piss.
The restart.
Yeah, the restart. So the restart's always a drama there. Always a drama, isn't
shocking.
it?
First time. It's my first time.
That's one thing they need to do is send the safety car out at the start-finish line because it just never gets back in time to pit lane. So it's always a fuck up at the start.
That Porsche has got a bit of mumbo. Like,
who's driving it? Who's driving it?
It's Jason? Is it still Jason?
Oh, Jason, get up it.
Yeah, get up it, son. Or you're getting replaced like we are. We're not fast enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's always a cluster, and there's always like 6 cars wide, and this bloke on the outside just must have gassed it, going, "Oh, here's my opportunity." Is this what you thought?
What position was this for?
Like 16th, I reckon.
It was worse than that. It was like 19th or 20th.
Yeah,
or something.
mate, that was the highest I was all weekend. So I'm like,
He's going to pass everyone
He's
off the
passed like
restart.
5 cars around the outside and just like
I did a good
held
move
position.
on Waters
I
around
know.
the outside, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, that was you on the replay.
I was like pumping my chest
no.
in the seat. I was like, yeah, what? And then he just ran me wide at the hip, and I was like, oh.
And then because you weren't like his car wasn't very fast, so he's like backed us all up and left the train. I'm like spewing
No,
on the
I was
radio.
behind you, so you were happy because I was like blocking Waters, you, and a few others.
Mate, on
was
that
a huge
restart, you were trying to get like pushing me at the hairpin.
Yeah,
I'm like, mate,
and you're in the
just
mirror.
piss off.
Yeah,
like,
you're
just
giving
calm
me,
down.
He's giving me the fingers.
No, I
in the
didn't
mirror.
I gave you the
Wait,
hand.
really? Yeah, he's like full
Yeah, I
go-kart
love
speed.
that.
What are you
Work
doing?
together.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you were struggling.
Did you undo your belts and tuck down the straight?
Yeah, obviously. It's a long straight, so we need everything we can get at the
I
moment.
got in trouble. I undid my belts after my quali lap. To
What do you
Midwood.
mean?
I just was like, crossed the start-finish line and like backed off and undid my belts.
You dickhead. Why would you do such a thing?
I didn't even realise I'd done it until Tim Edwards came and gave me a
Tune up.
tune-up, which is well-deserved.
Why did you?
I don't know. Like I was
Is this
just
just
like,
part
I
of
looked
the
down
Ryan
at my
Wood
dash
little
and I'm like,
features?
oh no. And so like, it's just like one of those frustration things.
Releasing
Yeah,
disappointment.
You know who could put a protest in for that?
Triple
Eight.
yeah.
Speaking about protests and Triple Eight, what was the go with that one in the shootout on Sunday?
I don't know. Seems a bit bizarre.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was
I've
good,
never
yeah.
seen someone catch someone like that before. So,
But it was
I
happening
think
quite a bit in that
Was it?
session. Yeah, it was
I
happening
think
with others
Golding
too.
caught Murray as
Yeah.
well in the shootout. So I think there's quite a few issues with. I think the track's just so small. I don't know. Maybe we should check our shootout laps.
because I noticed when
How
on
many
the
shootouts have you done?
Saturday,
Yeah, I didn't do one at
Neither did I.
I noticed on the Saturday when the car passes you and you're sitting in the pits at the end of pit lane waiting, you wait for like 30 seconds and it seems like an eternity,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Maybe that cooldown lap was just so. I don't
You
know.
wait for 30 seconds? I was just in my transporter watching you guys do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You poor bloke.
Anyway, I thought
Hey,
it was
we've all
funny.
been there. We've all had
no,
shit
just-
weekends. So
I thought it was funny.
I think the gamesmanship was cool and like all the banter and stuff online before the race, and then Chad's had a shocking race, so it wasn't that funny.
I don't
Because-
think. Did Will even notice? I don't think he
No.
even noticed it.
Nah.
Like when you're in the shootout lap, you're not really looking behind anyway, so you're
No.
always looking forward. So
You have
I don't
no
think
reason to look behind.
Exactly, yeah. So
No. Not like in qualifying when we're all going absolutely nuts.
Are
on
we
the
talking about
outlap.
the outlap,
Yeah.
Thomas?
Yeah.
You and
what happened
Andre,
on the outlap?
Yeah, we got things got a bit racy.
they might have crashed into me.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
mate, we didn't touch.
You 100% we touched.
No, I was down here
You
inside.
kissed, you didn't touch.
That's because like Saturday you sprayed it at turn one
And
on
then
your
l-
lap, and then you like hardly let Cam or I through. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna make it really difficult for them on their laps. You've done this a few times this year, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I'm a racer, mate. No, I'm one of those ones.
He's an
like-
asshole. That's what he is.
Yeah, I literally
We're on
am.
our laps, and you're just
The,
like
the funniest
oh.
part is like I ran off and I'm like, oh, how can I like make people else not have a good lap?
You are.
You generally get done for that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So
Oh, really?
Well,
cheers.
I'm glad
Peter.
you got done for like passing 5 cars at the restart.
so what'd you guys get up to after the race on Sunday?
I managed to change my flight Sunday night. So Chaz,
That must have been
convinced-
expensive.
No, it wasn't actually.
really?
Like I ended up flying to Brisbane instead of Melbourne and hanging
Oh,
there
there
for
was
a
all
couple
that
of days.
drama going on, yeah.
So it was good. It was my first time in Darwin, so I spent that Monday morning just having a look around. Went to the crocodile like thing in the middle
Crocosaurus
of the
Cove.
Yeah, the one in the middle of
Crocodilus?
I don't know. It's the one in the middle of the city.
Oh, the marina?
Crocosaurus
Yeah.
Cove.
Yeah, the city.
I went there on Monday. What time did you go?
Would have been as soon as it opened.
Oh, yeah, I was
like
there in the afternoon.
8. Yeah,
it
my
was
flight.
The crocodiles
yeah.
had calmed down since then.
And then Chaz and
They've been in
I,
captivity forever. They don't even bother trying to like go for the meat.
yeah,
That's
Chaz
like-
and I went to that lagoon thing, like the lazy river thing with all the waves. It's just in the middle of
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Down where all the hotels and
yeah.
restaurants are.
So we
yeah,
just
yeah.
went and chilled in the pool, and it was good.
Yeah,
Got
well,
the
what
rig
about
out.
Sunday night?
Wouldn't know anything.
Oh, you wouldn't know
about it.
anything?
He forgot. He got that shit face.
Nah, I
He
actually
forgot.
didn't. Nah, I got there and then I was like, why am I even here? There's nothing to celebrate. So
Did you go to Mindle Beach Markets?
Nah.
No, that's cool. I went there on Sunday night with my kids and
Oh, yeah.
bought
yeah,
some food and mucked around and watched the sunset on the beach, and yeah, it was awesome.
Cool.
So
It's
what
a
you
nice
you
place.
think on the weekend of the format? What are we thinking of the formats at the moment?
I think for me, like personally, I don't like the hour-long practice session. I just
Why
think
not?
I don't enjoy, like, you know, when you do a practice session and you've got 30 minutes and you've done your practice session and then you jump out and you debrief and then the same day you usually have another 30-minute practice session. I think from a perspective of trying to develop your car and get better, I feel like that's
I
more
find it the other
achievable.
way.
Yeah. For me, like learning the track as well, like I feel like I get more out of jumping out of the car, looking at some vision and looking at, you know, some data other than just the whole hour you're just stuck in the race car. Like
I thought
you're
it was just
able to
interesting
process
that-
it.
There's a Triple Crown, but it was 2 races.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
It's a
interesting.
bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really
And
get
then the
that.
the practice in the morning and stuff, I didn't.
Don't like the practice in the morning?
Nah, I
You
didn't.
just want to roll straight into qualifying?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
that's what we normally do. I actually like the hour
Professionals.
practices more than the two
Why is
half-hour
that?
ones, because the 2 half-hour ones or 2 20-minute ones or whatever they give us is just too hectic. You don't have enough time to analyse and sit
Yeah.
down and like actually during the session try some
But
things.
what if instead
you know
of
what
that,
I mean, it's
what
longer.
about instead of that practice on Saturday, we got rid of that, brought quali forward, and then we actually just have more racing? Like, do you think we should be doing more racing and
Yeah.
less practice?
Yes and no. Like, I don't. It's a confusing topic. I like doing.
It's a long way to go. Like, we go to Perth and we go to
Yeah.
Darwin and we do like
But
two
the
60-minute
alternative is
races.
you do like one race on the Sunday, and then that person is the winner of the weekend. If you know what I mean, instead of
that
having
take-
two winners. If you know what I mean,
I
there's
get what
there's
you
too
mean,
many.
yeah.
There's like 6 podium getters. There's 2 winners. There's too much.
But like if you win if they do 3 races, and if you win the Sunday morning race,
It's a nothing.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like winning
nothing.
a heat in a go-kart race.
Yeah, it's nothing. Mate,
know?
we did something way before you came along. It was called a 60-60 race. So we
that?
did like
Oh, that was great. That's like
No, it was-
stages in NASCAR
It was
almost.
shit house. It was terrible. So we had like a race start. We qualified for a race start and then race start to finish. For that was the first 60.
And then you park it.
Then you park the car. Then you go out again and then race for another 60 Ks, that determines the winner. So you do all this shit in between, which it was just pointless. It was just the biggest, stupidest thing I've ever been a part of.
Is
It
that
was
when you
dumb.
had like double file restarts as well? I remember they brought
Yeah,
that into
that was- I
Adelaide and
think
then
that was-
Bridie
yeah.
got robbed.
They were the best. There was so much
Yeah, it was
chaos.
acceleration zone.
It
That's
was
right.
So, It
yeah.
was so much chaos going on. It was,
Oh, I
it was
remember
actually fun though.
But it is fun.
I can imagine him on the restart.
But do you not? But do you
You'd
not?
be first by turn 1 every time.
Do you not agree though? When there's a bit of like when it's unfamiliar, the racing for some reason because everyone's exploring and stuff like that, it is more exciting usually. Like
A little bit.
The AGP races are always quite entertaining because they're
Yeah.
different. It's something we're not
Well,
used to.
It's a hard track.
Yeah.
It's a very hard track. So what if we just scrap practice altogether?
just roll out.
Just
quali.
roll out qualifying.
I had this
bang.
conversation the other day with someone and they were up for it. I think it was with Brody.
Really?
And he's like, yeah.
Sure. I'd love
Yeah.
to do it. That'd be fun.
I think doing that at specific events.
What if you had more test days, but then
Yeah,
just
and-
rolled into
and
quali?
more test days. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've got enough test
But we
days.
need to dude, we've got
It's
3
ridiculous.
test days.
But
Like, and
testing
one of them,
other places as well.
unless you're a rookie, you get the 2-year rookie card.
Yeah.
Unless you finish in the top 10.
I know. Don't get me started on that one either. That makes no sense either.
What's that?
So if you finish in the top 10 as a rookie,
Oh, yeah, you don't
You-
get to...
You're not a
Yeah.
rookie for the next year, but if you don't, you're still a rookie for 2 years.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, which makes absolutely no sense.
And then you get the extra days
Yeah, so you
But
become
you
a rookie
can't go
twice.
to. So the first year of being a rookie, I think you can go to other tracks. But the second year, if you're still a
can't.
rookie, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all.
So you're not
Yeah.
a rookie, really.
No,
You're
you
not,
get,
but you get the extra days.
you get 1 day somewhere.
I do.
Yeah.
I think we need more tyres
It's
for the
just-
test
it's
days.
confusing. I'm
Yeah.
so
My last few
confused.
test days, I've just
Used, yeah.
just used tyres. So
That's
anyway.
that's how it's always has been though.
To be honest, I thought I was rolling in this year and every test day was greens and it was going to be
Nah, bro,
mega.
it's not.
And
Nah.
then I turned up at like my first practice and got like 2 sets of greens. I'm like, oh,
That's it.
yeah, where's the rest of this?
So,
you get none. You get zero. It's just
Yeah.
a cuscotting thing, I think. So, but it's like how
It's
much
the
is
same
each
for
tire? It's
everyone.
$400 or something.
it's the cheapest part on the car. So put the formats aside. Calendar this year, obviously, is 12 rounds. You know, I would say not enough racing. But if we go to 2025, you know, they're looking at 14 rounds. What do we think about that?
Man, the more rounds you do, the better.
Yeah.
100%. Like that's one thing when you go talk to sponsors is they're not happy about is you only race 12 times a year. So it's only 12 times a year you're on TV.
TV,
and when they sponsor you, they want you to be on TV all the time. So the more rounds you do, the better, regardless of who pays for it.
Yeah.
It's
agreed.
something they have to do.
I think
don't-
going back to New Zealand this year was a big like sort of saver
Yeah, it's awesome.
for us as well. Like it was cool to go back and even like incorporating that tractor town there was amazing and seeing the fans,
Yeah.
seeing what it means to New Zealand
That's all it's
as
about.
a whole.
It's the engagement. And like you
Pretty
said,
cool.
Davey, the more races that you do, the more relevant you're going to be, right?
Yep.
So
The more
AFL's
sponsorship
on
dollars you can
every
command.
weekend and
Not every weekend, but the season runs.
generally every weekend from
Yeah.
Every time you turn the
April
TV
to
on, there's
September.
something.
Yeah.
If you're in Victoria,
Yeah, that's
which you
true.
are.
Yeah.
So if we up this calendar, what tracks would you like to add?
Oh, dude, like I'd love to go back to Phillip Island.
Yeah,
Winton.
I agree. Yeah, I think Winton's would be good. just
Wakefield
from-
Park. No, not Wakefield Park.
I think QR,
Lakeside.
QR,
Nah,
I
QR
think,
can
yeah.
fuck her off. Like
Nah, I
that
reckon-
place is a shithole.
Nah, QR's
I
good.
hate that place so much.
Used to be my test track, so I
I
like
hate it. Let's bury it.
Tony Quinn, are you listening?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Phillip Island, I agree. I reckon if we could get there with like
I reckon
the
Sydney
Superbikes or
Olympic.
something,
Yeah, yep.
like that'd be the go.
We've done Superbike like 4 and 2 there. It's unreal. Works
Yeah.
really well.
They need to
Like,
bring back more street tracks, I reckon.
100%. We are going to Perth, actually.
yeah, I read
Yeah.
that. What do you think about that? That's pretty cool.
wait.
Well, I'm a bit gutted. Got my first win in Super 2 at the normal Perth track, so
It's just all about you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just all about you. huh?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Perth because, street races are awesome. Anytime we
yeah.
do a street race,
Apparently it's around
especially-
the stadium as well.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
around like the casino area.
Burswood Park.
Sorry?
Burswood Park?
Burswood Park, yeah. So anytime we do a street race, like our cars love it. They look cool. The town gets behind it. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
So that's 2026?
6, yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, but getting to Wanneroo is a bit of a pain in the ass.
It is, yeah.
And it's like
Getting there.
miles out of the city.
It's hard for people to. I mean, look, it's
Exactly.
a fun track to drive, and it's great for spectators. It's hard to get to. So,
Exactly.
It is a bit of a mission, eh?
Yes, yeah, especially because a lot of people want to go and have a beer and that sort of stuff, and it's very hard to
Yeah.
organise getting there. So.
We usually do a ride day on the Monday, and that's always hectic getting back out there once there's some traffic. It's
Yeah.
like,
Not ideal.
Nah.
But round one, imagine round one. How good would that be? Paddock Whispers. What's the latest? What's happening? Because I feel like you'd know.
Honestly, I don't know anything. I haven't talked to anyone.
Really?
well, do you
I usually
reckon?
get all my information from Michael Caruso, though.
Oh, really?
I do, yeah.
I reckon JC's got the most
Oh,
goss.
I don't know if he actually has the goss or
Nah,
he just makes it
he
up.
makes it up.
Yeah.
Because some of his stories are a little bit far-fetched. He's a salesman now. Have you noticed?
Well, he actually
Yeah.
says
That's
sells
what I mean.
houses.
Houses, yeah. Do you reckon there's going to be many changes next year?
As in
Drivers and stuff like that, or
drivers. Oh, there always is. There's always a lot of movement.
Yeah.
But possibly new tyre they're talking about.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So I don't
That
know
would be
if
nice,
it's the
yeah.
same brand or different construction or whatnot. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't mind the tyres. Everyone hates them, but I like them.
Just like you like the 1 hour practice and anything that Ryan doesn't
doesn't
like, you like.
Yeah.
What about Brody? What do you reckon he could end up next year?
Obviously, he's definitely going somewhere. So
Yeah.
we all sat on the podcast on episode 0 and said he's not coming back racing this year. And how wrong were we?
We were very wrong.
He turned up the very next
Well,
race.
we actually we did also say it'd be great to have him back.
yeah, we did
And
say
now
that.
we're saying,
Oh, he's too good.
yeah, should have stayed at home.
But I don't, honestly, I assume a lot of team
Teams,
owners will have a
yeah.
run at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea.
Interesting.
Do you know anything?
No,
Who do you talk to?
just Cam.
Just Waters. What's he know?
Not much.
Not much.
He loved his time in NASCAR.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he enjoyed it over there.
I don't watch NASCAR except I
Watch
watch
that one?
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
See how
Same
they
as
went.
me.
He said it was pretty funny, like the driving standards in like because they
Zero.
mainly race ovals. The guy that took him out, he like spoke to him before the start of the race, and he was like, "Man, I'm no good on road courses, eh?" And then like an hour later, he just harpoons like 6
20
cars.
guys.
Have you
Yeah.
seen all the memes about it?
Oh yeah,
it's so
Send them to
funny.
Cam.
Send them to me. I don't understand it.
Oh, okay. I'll send them to you. Yeah.
Sorry.
There's some good supercar memes lately, eh?
Yeah, the super.
And there's an Instagram page we don't need to talk
Yeah.
about. So,
Which one's that? We're not allowed to talk about.
No, don't. You're like
you
the
just throw
you're
the
like the kid
baby
in
in.
school who's like the instigator. Right? Yeah,
Peer
you
pressure.
go, bro. You go, bro.
well, there's fair supercar memes. That's
He's good. He's good. He's quite funny. Yeah.
you get a lot of that, eh? Dan?
Yeah, he comes to the track sometimes. Yeah, he's a
they're
nice
good.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So next, oh, look at you. What is this side eye?
The way you are, you won't be too far from me.
Nah.
Yeah,
later in
you're
life.
closer to Dave than you think.
I reckon you're like the
Bruce
dark
Stewart always
horse.
tells me. Yeah. Bruce Stewart, who runs WAU,
Oh, yeah.
he always says Ryan Wood reminds me of a little Reynolds. I'm like, poor Ryan.
Well, it is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Ryan Randle Reynolds.
Yeah, it's up. They're Triple R. This is the new podcast. So there's Triple J, Triple M. This is Triple.
There is actually
This is
Triple
being
R.
filmed in Triple M studio.
There is
So
a
this is
Triple
the
R,
Triple
isn't
R.
There is
Is
a Triple R.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but this is way
Yeah,
better.
there is, yeah. It's like rest, relaxation, and
Is that what
Community
you,
radio.
Is that what
Is
you
it
drink?
community
in
radio?
too?
Yep.
hey,
Rest,
no,
relax.
this is I'm just an old hippie.
Townsville, the next round. How are we feeling? That is just one of the good events on the calendar, I reckon. I love going up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a really cool place. Very hard track, hard on tires.
Yep.
Tough race, 250 Ks, probably 50 Ks too long.
We're just talking about having longer races
Yeah.
and
Yeah, like no, you have long ones, but don't have like super long ones. Like
I
think
agree.
there's enough deg in that track that you can get it over and done with within the last 50 Ks. Doesn't really change much unless there's a safety car, and then there's
And
that
then there's-
option of do you pit, do you lose your track
Yeah.
position, do you want to come and put tires on?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so
Townsville's cool, eh? It's
Yeah.
great event. And we've got another track to
Townsville's great.
town. Another track to Townsville. That's what
reckon-
I'm going to call it. Track to Townsville.
I went up there a couple of weeks ago for some stuff, and it's
Oh, yeah? What stuff?
no, just like promotional
Promo
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like the track was getting built, and I did the route, the track
Did
to
the route,
down.
did ya?
Yeah, the track to downtown route. So
The route.
route.
And?
No, it's cool.
good.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it should be good. Still not as good as the New Zealand one.
yeah, New Zealand one was by
I
far
reckon
the
the
best.
cops were pretty loose there.
Well, because anything in Australia we tend to ruin with rules and regulations because that's just what Australians do. We love to make a rule. So when we did the New Zealand one, it was mad fun. Like I did 180 Ks going to town. And
Yeah, it was pretty-
Nick
pretty
was
fast.
Nick was behind me. He caught me. He did like
You were loose.
195.
You were
yeah,
so
I was
loose.
hanging it out.
People doing
Yeah, you were
burnouts
hanging
in front of the crowd. It was cool as. But then they have like we sit down at Darwin in our.
Yeah.
And the coppers,
And the copper stands up and goes, I'm going to ruin your fun. I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I feel like the way back they were a lot less
More lenient?
Yeah, they were very loose. Like they were like just go
We
three
were 3 wide on the
and-
highway. That was, and then I'm like, oh, I've got
Brownie-
indicators. I could
Brownie-
actually use
there
some
are-
road rules.
There are 3 lanes on the highway. So
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it
like-
was-
wasn't
it
anything
was-
bad.
I think Brownie like passed like a whole heap of cars on the way back.
He did,
and,
yeah.
It's because their things
Kind
keep
of like,
overheating.
on
in
the
race,
racetrack
yeah.
too. Actually, he didn't pass anyone
They
because he
sort
was.
of-
Oh, actually, no.
They've sort of been dusting everyone, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a big win. Well, both of them.
all of them.
It's like 18 seconds up the road on third.
Like the thing that gets me is how strong they are
All the time.
Every
All the
event,
time.
yeah. It's like we at Perth, we were like, all right, we must have a bit of momentum,
Yes.
and like we should be solid now. And then we
Well, we were the
rolled it.
same.
Yeah,
We were the same.
And then, but they just seem to be able to do it.
Week in,
Week
week
in,
out.
week out. Like
Yeah.
a bad weekend for them's like
But
sixth.
they were like gutted at Perth because they.
Got third
Yeah,
and seventh.
like Fenny's like we'll bounce back, and he had like a 5th and a 7th, and if I was got that, I would have been like, you know.
I know. Oh, so
So it's
It is
interesting. But that's the
perspective.
mindset. Once you have, you know, that confidence, the mindset is.
I think it
yeah.
breeds in their culture as well. Like,
100%,
It
yeah.
starts from the top down, and it's been bred into their organisation over
They're beatable,
generations.
yeah.
Not say generations, but many, many years.
So if there's one thing,
And they also build these cars.
that's true.
It's
That's
their
true.
car we're racing.
That is true. So if there's one thing that you could change in supercars, one thing, what would it be?
Just one thing?
Give me top 3 if you got 3 things.
I reckon the Supercars theme song.
Yeah, that's.
Get the piano man to rewrite it?
I could.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No.
Oh, okay.
What are you going to go for?
I
The Seekers or something?
I just like someone. You need something like real dramatic. I
Yeah,
reckon,
like-
you know?
Like the F1 one sounds like they're about to go into battle.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just cool.
Yeah, that's what I feel like we need. It's but like
Just a good theme
Thunderstruck
song,
or
eh?
something.
We just need a good theme
Okay,
song.
okay. Let's not talk about the intro to the actual racing. What I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the actual racing.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you haven't been around long enough
nah,
in the category.
yeah.
Davey, you've
What-
been around long enough.
What would I change?
Yeah. What would you
I'd probably
change?
change a few things. I'd love to try a summer series.
Oh, yeah.
So get out of like winter sport, get out of AFL, get out of NRL and go over summer. You know, I hate turning up to the track when it's freezing cold, and I reckon the punters would too.
Yeah.
You sell...
So you just got really cricket. That's all your rival.
Yeah, and people love
Supercars.
cricket, but they sort of watch it seldomly. They watch it because there's probably nothing else to watch.
Do you like cricket?
I like cricket, yeah. Do you?
No.
No, you're a New Zealander, no. Do you like cricket?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, but like you don't sit there and watch the entire game, do
No.
you? You sort of
Yeah.
have it on the
Sometimes
background, watch in and out.
The real question is, do people watch the whole race?
I don't know. Obviously,
Probably not.
Bathurst, they
I do.
don't.
Yeah, but I don't. I
The
reckon.
race is too long.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I reckon people go.
Watch the start.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit predictable now where it's like we get to a stage where it's like 20,
So we need to
40
make it
laps
less
and
predictable.
then it's like, all right,
I think the cars need to be tougher.
yeah.
Yeah, you can say all that, but you know the fundamental problem with our sport is, which has always been the same, we'd have qualifying,
Yep.
which sets the grid.
Grid,
So
yeah.
the fastest car starts at the front,
Front.
Yeah.
you know, and then there's no passing. It's like, of course, you've let the
Have
bloke
you guys
start.
ever watched BTCC?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like the BTCC now, like they do race 3 as a reverse top 10. So all the fastest guys have to start 10th and they never win the reverse grid race because, you know, the guys that are actually
Discretion.
10th
Maybe
are
they could do a reverse 24 race when I qualify down the back.
I'm not saying do a reverse top 10
Imagine that,
race.
sorry.
Yeah.
Imagine just...
Yeah.
But you could do something crazy like that. But,
I think doing it
but
maybe
that's
somewhere.
That's pure entertainment, really. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
then it
like
also-
reverse 10, reverse 15, whatever it is. Like,
But what I'm trying to say is the BTCC championship at the last round always comes down to like 3 or 4 drivers battling for the championship. Unfortunately, we basically have a champion before the last round now. And I think
we could crown him in round 1 if we wanted to.
yeah,
Like,
so I think
it's
having stuff that can go wrong and making entertainment helps the championship become, you know, a championship chase because Will Brown starts 10th and then gets in a crash lap 1 because he's in the melee and then
because he has
he's-
Ryan Wood starting 11th
Yeah.
going, oh, he's got heaps to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to lunge him.
And you
and
just
my
got the
teammate's
red
third in the championship. I'm going to
Watch
help
me
him.
go around the
Yeah.
outside of
Like,
5 at this restart.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
get it. It's
yeah,
good. It's
so
a good point.
it would be interesting. I know it's hard from you
Yeah.
know, the teams.
What about the tyre?
I reckon the tyres.
So, no, summer season, yes, no.
Yeah, I'd give it a go.
Because
Yep.
we sort of get out of...
That's something we don't do.
No,
We
we've
haven't
always
tried.
done the same, and
Yeah.
I think summer season would work. That's
I
my
agree,
personal
yeah.
view. And go back to free-to-air. When I first started in the sport, we were with Channel 7, and it always felt heaps bigger. And as soon as we
Well,
went
it
to...
is.
As soon as, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but as soon as we went to paid TV, it always felt like it diminished
Yeah.
a lot of our audience, like because not everyone has pay TV,
yeah.
so like there's only a third of Aussies that have it, so instantly you've less than halved your audience.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That'd be more rounds on
and
free-to-air.
then there's more rounds, so I'd love to do more rounds.
And what about our penalty system? What do you
What's
think
wrong
about
with
that?
our penalty system?
I'm just asking. What do you
Oh.
think?
Oh, it's like,
you
do you
think
want it
it's-
to be harsher or
Do you lighter? Do you-
lighter or
yeah, that's what I'm asking.
yeah?
I think
I also think
Do you
we
think
need.
too many times like you might go for a move and think, oh shit, like if
Oh, no, I'm not thinking about the penalty at all.
Nah,
do you think
I-
about the penalty?
No, I'm just
No,
I'm
I just think about
asking
passing the
question.
bloke.
Yeah.
I don't think about the penalty or what could happen if I stuff him over. No, you're always thinking of trying to pass the bloke and
I reckon
worry
there's-
about what happens
I
later.
reckon
Like,
the penalties on track are usually pretty.
they're pretty fair.
They're pretty fair. I reckon some of the other stuff, like the pit lane, or
Yeah.
you know, if something goes wrong, like even the not gonna
You
lie,
sped in
even
pit
the
lane,
one with
drives for penalty.
with Chaz at Perth,
Oh, the one in the pit
yeah,
lane.
like that's not gonna really change the race, you know.
I think that's just more from a safety. That's why that one's
But
there.
like-
pit lane's a bit different
Yeah,
because
pit
there's a
lane's
lot of
different.
safety
I
involved.
know, but like,
Not happy about it.
Nah, like I just find that.
Didn't you get
like
5
that,
seconds?
Chaz?
Yeah.
He got 5 for that, and then.
But did you see it?
It was just like a slight rub. Yeah.
Yeah, like I obviously if you've come out and half turned old mate in the pit lane and he's hit a parked tyre, then
Which actually has happened with
has
Chaz with a Castrol car, actually.
Rick Kelly?
Yeah. Could have done that
exactly. Like obviously you.
But you're trying to disincentivize everyone by giving them small penalties, saying if you do it worse, there's going to be there's consequences and you can actually hurt someone in pit lane. So I understand it.
Yeah, I understand it as well.
Almost separate to what happens on the track.
I guess, but from my perspective, if you want to open up a little bit.
Open speed limit in pit lane.
Yeah. Go back to that 80s.
Someone said that ages ago. Yeah, like 80K, yeah.
I'd kill someone for sure.
That wouldn't be good.
I struggle to get it stopped.
Sometimes if the car
40K
stalls.
is almost too fast.
Sometimes when it stalls and then you got to start it back up and then the pit limiter turns off.
And you're like,
it just goes, wow. And you're like, oh shit.
I did that a few times, like leaving my box.
I can imagine you'd do that.
On the practice.
What's something else would change? What's something you'd change?
I think the formats probably need a shake up. The tyre, I don't know. It's a tricky one.
You need to make more heroes and villains.
Yeah, I agree.
So
and maybe that's where
we're all too nice to each other. We need to actually hate each other.
What about
when I grew up watching like Scaife hate Ingle.
Yeah, Murph hate Ambrose.
It was awesome. It was so much.
You hate Scott McLaughlin.
We knew that.
That's my hero, mate.
I never hated him.
But I think sorry, just the format thing. What about like a Wednesday night race somewhere and then like, just a day race. So like you've practiced, you qualified and then have a Wednesday night race at like Sydney. And in that same week on Friday or Saturday, Sunday, you have the same.
So you want us to hang around for a whole week?
But you get there, we usually get there on Wednesday, do we not?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, not everyone, but...
Most of us.
Yeah, a lot of people work during the week too.
Yeah, but you imagine like the kids have finished piano lessons and now we can go to
piano lessons are done, we're going racing.
Now we're going to go and watch Supercars on a Wednesday night. Oh, and they're back on Saturday, Sunday.
So why would you come on Wednesday when you can just go on the weekend?
Exactly,
when you got free time? Exactly, your point's just stupid.
No, it's not. Trust me, I have relevance. I'm just not executing it right now.
Clearly, you'd make an unreal politician. I reckon.
I reckon people will agree.
Tell us what Chaz is like as a teammate.
Yeah, Chaz is good. Obviously,
does he help you and like says, break here? This is what I'm trying to do.
He's pretty blunt, to be honest. Like he's. Like I you guys know him. He's pretty larrikin. He's like one of the dudes.
He's a serious competitor.
I probably underestimated how serious he is when it comes to the racing side of it, which I am as well. But it's like, he's hit. There's only one result he wants to achieve, like the rest of us, is win. And it's even, Perth was a great weekend for us, but because he made a mistake on that Sunday race, I couldn't believe how
hard he took it.
Yeah, and that's quite
Did he cry?
No. It's an eye-opener for me as a rookie, though, because it gives me perspective of how much it means to not only us as a driver, but our team and everything like that. So just learning that side of it's been cool, but it's...
Take your job seriously.
You probably couldn't have someone better to learn off, to be honest. So
yeah, it's good to learn off someone that's, at the peak of their career, I think, so... As a rookie, it's pretty cool.
How do you go on debrief? Do you have to take a pack lunch? You go for that long?
Yeah, I'm pretty, hey, the car's got understeer and push, or we're slow, and then Chaz jumps on, but Chaz is on Zoom, so
really?
He doesn't live in Melbourne. Can't Chaz get to Melbourne?
Get to Melbourne, yeah. I'm surprised. If I ran a team, I'd want my drivers to live where my team was based.
Yeah,
because it just makes more sense.
It does,
spend more time with the boys. They'll push harder for you.
Chaz, to be fair, does come down and hang out.
It's good.
And you know what he's like. He's an easy bloke to get along with.
Yeah, and I hate Zoom. Zoom sucks.
Yeah. I don't know how to use it. Yeah.
It's tough.
I struggle with that stuff.
Well, thanks for the insight with Chaz. We all know he's a ripper bloke. And, we all
and he's a father now, new father.
And he is a father. Very true. Very true. But
takes that seriously too.
Well done.
That kind of takes us to the end of our episode 1, official episode.
Official 1.
So,
unfortunately,
actually makes it out. Hopefully, number 1 comes out. Episode 0.
I don't reckon it was that loose, this one. No,
I think it was probably going to be okay. But, no, Thanks, boys, for being on the show. Just want to give a shout out to Rusty's Garage and Supercars, the Cool Down Lap podcast as well. So big thank you to them, and thanks to everyone who listened to this podcast.
Where do we send our invoice?
I hope we weren't too loose. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you all in Townsville. Let's go get them. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, but not as good as me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
See you on the track.
Cheers.
Take care, boys.
See you on the road, Slick.